Hello, my name is Ian Carroll. I'm the Chief Technical Director at Squirrelington Studios, and I'm here very excited to tell you about the SPACA version 2. Reminder, the SPACA is an open source, collaborative, community legal agreement where there is no boss and everyone shares the revenue and also the ownership of the art that is created. So here are the changes to the SPACA version 2. Number one, it's a lot shorter. So the original SPACA was 35 pages long, which is way too long, even for a legal agreement. The new one is 12 pages. So it's a lot shorter. And 3 of those pages I don't really think count all that much. So it's really more like 9 pages. 9 versus 35. So it's going to be a lot easier to review, a lot easier to look at, and a lot easier to think about. Along with that is a clearer scope, better wording, and also a governance model that allows you to manage the investments you are making in each SPACA. Also, there's now a Bill of Rights in the place of a working agreement, which allows for certain guarantees to be there, much like the Bill of Rights in the Constitution. Social contract theory, basically we want to allow the majority to rule, but we also want the minority to have rights, and there are to be certain limits. But we think that this Bill of Rights is going to be exactly what's needed in order to guide how you put together any working agreement that you decide to put together. Also, there's a better balance of shares. The original SPACA meant that if somebody did every single contribution, that's like 17, and then 2 others only do 1, that one person would get 95% of the distribution of the revenue, and that's too much. Each of the other people only gets 2.5%, and that's way too little. So we better balance it out. No one can get more than 50%. And also, if you are a collaborator who only has 1 contribution, this is your first one trying it out, you still get a reasonable percentage to make it worth your while. The SPACA can be a collaborator. Now that one is a new concept, kind of big. So let's talk about what that means. It means that the SPACA can be a collaborator in another SPACA. Think of them like Lego bricks. A Lego brick has a bottom part and a top part that can connect to other Lego bricks. So much like that, the SPACA can be a collaborator in another SPACA. And you can have multiple collaborators that are SPACAs along with your regular collaborators. And the same thing, this SPACA can be a collaborator in other SPACAs as well. So that might seem a little confusing. Let me tell you about 2 different ways in which you could use that. 1, suppose you have a show that you want to put up and you want to do it regularly. You could have a SPACA that is the show's concept. For example, improvised soap opera. And improvised soap opera, the concept of it is in one SPACA. And then you control which SPACAs it collaborates to, which ones it contributes to, and those become your actual shows. So you can actually have an entire show run that is made up of SPACAs where all of the contributions work in a fair and equitable way. Also, you could have a whole bunch of SPACAs that then get put into a single collection, like an album. And you can share the revenue equally that way amongst everybody who's in that collection. So those are 2 ways in which you can use the idea that a SPACA can now be a collaborator in another SPACA. All right. The last thing that's in there is a distribution coordinator. This is something for larger theaters that are more mature, that need one coordinated distribution strategy. You can, at your option, you don't need to, elect a distribution coordinator. That distribution coordinator's job is to manage the marketing, decide how the art is going to be distributed, decide what the price is, decide all of those sorts of things. If you choose to elect such a role, that is their job. That allows for there not to be complete chaos, which is what the SPACA normally has, because we invite the chaos. It's designed for new artists who want more exposure. And one way to make sure that you have more exposure is that there are more people sharing it. That is the 2 different ways in which you can work with the SPACA, whether to have a distribution coordinator or not. And that's pretty much it. That's every single new thing. And we are really excited about this. We're happy that this is looking really, really clean. It is so much shorter. Oh my God, it's so much shorter. Yes, so much shorter. We hope that you find this useful. You can still contribute more to the SPACA. You can review it and give your suggestions, try it out, come up with things that are going right or wrong, or how you'd like to use it in the future. You can decide how that works because you're part of the community. Squirrelington does not own the SPACA. We just maintain it. So with that, thank you for listening. And I need a sign-off line. Don't have one.